While working on my computer, I saw a truck come through. Actually, we got the phone call this morning, and Gary was going to tell the guy no. And I said, you know what? You have not received any wood chips in a long time. So why not just take one load and put it somewhere, since we're using all the others that have broken down so well. And so that's what he decided to do. And yes, he's got a lot of wood chips, but yes, he's getting another load. And there it is. You know what? Let's go around the other side and see what's going on. So it's Tuesday, and our wood chips are going to grow. Look at these. These are just have really broken down. Look at all the piles down here. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera. It's really hard to walk on a hillside and not shake a camera. See these piles? Really need to do a really good update on the wood chips. These piles were up above the wall and they have collapsed. But it's a good thing, because when they collapse, that means they've turned into really rich soil. And look at this. Let's turn around. Look at this, what he's getting today. Hope I'm not standing in a really bad spot. Just kidding. So he called this morning and he said, would you like more wood chips? And actually, Gary said no. And I said, you haven't gotten wood chips in a while. And you really don't want to get anybody upset. You don't want to lose out. So he said yes. And actually, they're dumping it right where he wants it. He's been wanting to cover that hillside. And let me tell you something, that pepper tree is going to love it. Look at that. Look at that. So another pile of wood chips. And I will say, he did give the truck driver a beautiful papaya. So everybody's happy. Gary's happy he's got another load of wood chips, actually dumped exactly where he wanted it. And the guy gets to go home with a great big papaya off our papaya tree. It's really good to talk to people, especially if they're in your neighborhood and stuff. And Gary did some trading with this truck driver too. He had plantains growing. So Gary traded him, I believe, some banana pups for plantains. Now the guy gets to go home with papaya. And I told him whatever he does, because he's going to compost in place like mine, he was looking through my garden, don't throw the papaya seeds away. Because just in case, even though the papaya was still a little green, some of those seeds still might be good enough to grow. So I told him just put it on the top, because he wants to grow papaya trees, towards the top of your compost in place, and then just cover it in little either native soil, wood chips, whatever you want. Just don't bury it to the bottom, because the little seeds are not going to be able to find their way up to grow. And then see what happens. And so he's going to grow papayas. So everybody's happy. Well, I just hiked up the hill. This is the fresh wood chips that were just dropped here. I don't know what type they are, but let me tell you something. It sure does smell good. It smells like the forest. And there's the truck. It's all empty now. Boy, this smells good. And it's got a lot of green matter. Oh, he broke our tree. But a lot of green matter in it. And that's what I really, really like. And that's what I told Gary too. I said, instead of, I'm tired. That was a big hike. We have a big hill. I told Gary, that's one thing, is when you're getting it now, you're getting a tree that's full of leaves, and you want the leaves. You don't want just the wood. And that breaks down so fast. This stuff will break down so fast. If I kept it damp on the top and it would run down, in 6 months you'd have soil in the center that I could dig out and use because of the leaves. So when you're getting wood chips, you really want to try to get it with leaves. In some areas, and even here, there's some trees that, of course, in the fall, they drop all their leaves, and then all you're getting is just the wood and the bark, and you know, it doesn't break down as fast. But with this, you've got brown and green. This is going to be beautiful. Let me see if we can walk over and take a look at the leaves. I'm not sure what kind of tree. I'm sure Gary knows. And yeah, occasionally you find your water bottle in there. You know what? It's not all a loss. Turn it in. But anyways, you never know what's going to come in here. Once in a while there is something. Water bottles don't seem to go through the chipper, see? So Gary just throws them in the recycle bin and off they go. I guess when the tree people are trimming, they're drinking a lot of water, especially it's been hot. So they must toss it in there, and that's fine. So he's got his wood chips, another pile. He's got it going down the hillside in a way. We've got it right now completely out of the way. He's got his washer there and dryer he's taken apart. These are the other wood chips that he got, and see how they've collapsed? When they drop them, they're really high, and they do collapse, and they're collapsing because they're breaking down. There's my favorite pile. That one came in, it was full of leaves and twigs. Look how it's broken down in about, 6 months? I mean, I technically can practically use it, which I am, because this is not the center, but look how it's broken down already. All the big matter is breaking down, and that's why he's been sifting it here. So now he's got a new pile, and he'll be probably moving it or leaving it for now. I'll tell you what the kids like to do, they like to climb on it. But there it is. So if you've got a choice, I would say get your wood chips in the spring, summer, and fall before they lose all their leaves. If you don't have a choice, that's different. But if you've got a choice, that's usually the best time to get it. And boy, this has been amazing. And do please call around, because some people think they can't get it, and it's just finding that right person. You only need to find them once, and then you'll get what you need. And you know, most people, we have 2 acres here, and we do not plant on all 2 acres, believe you me. But most people only need a little bit. So if you could figure out with somebody to get a truckload and split it among you guys, you know, 2, 3, 4 people, it's going to be enough. And then you'll have beautiful soil for many, many years to come. Even Paul Gauchi, he's been using it, and I think he said he laid it down and he didn't even replenish it for about 6, 7 years or longer, because it just continues to feed the native soil, and you end up with this great topsoil. So with that, I'm going back to work. Thought I'd do an update to show you that Gary got a load today, and it's been close to 6 months since he's got a load. I think these were the last ones there that he got. And then he never moved those right now, which is okay. He's been kind of topping up here and there, and he's got places. But now he's got a new one, and like I said, it smells so good. Okay, so Gary's back in now, and he's telling me it's citrus trees, you're saying?
There is some citrus there, because I saw some citrus, like it could be large oranges, roll out the back of the truck.
That's why the trees smell so good.
And the stuff that was further into the truck, it was probably stuff they worked on yesterday, because it was already warm and starting to break down.
So this was days' work in this truck?
This was at least 2 days' work.
And you're telling me the bottle I found may not have gone through the chipper, they might have just tossed it in the back.
Yeah, because when they go to a job site, they want to keep the job site clean. And so if they're drinking sports drink or something, they'll throw it in the back of the truck.
And then you benefit with the extra bottles and make an extra 5 cents to 10 cents a bottle on them.
Yeah, then I go down and I recycle it and get 5 cents. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know when the last time you went because you got a whole trash can full of that stuff too, the bottles. Oh, good. So you got it. It's been like at least 6 months since you got a load.
I'm going to say 6 to 9 months.
Really? Yeah, I showed the one load, the last one I think that's out there. It's already like in pieces. I love that one. I go take from the
Yeah,
bottom. You've been digging in the center. You know, you made kind of like a trail through it, and it's beautiful already.
Yeah, it's well broken down.
Oh well, everybody's happy. He left. I heard he's bringing more.
Yeah, we look down the hill a bit, and there's enough room for at least 2 more.
2 more loads. Wow. You haven't even moved all the other loads. They're just breaking down.
Just breaking down. There's a couple of spots in the valley there where it's gotten sort of thin, so I want to build that up again.
Wow. Okay, so we got a load, and now we know he's coming back 2 more times at least. But like I said, I stood there after he dumped it, and it smelled so good. It's like kind of like in a forest. I couldn't even explain the smell. It was so good.
Yeah, I like the smell. A fresh load of wood chips has kind of got that forest sort of smell to it.
That's exactly what I said earlier. But again, like I was saying, I think it's good if anybody can get wood chips, or you know, if they have an abundance of wood chips and they have a choice. It's always good to get it when the tree is loaded with leaves.
Yeah, this was a good sort of leafy load. A little bit of a mixture, but it was a good leafy load. And when you get a load, you can't sort of say you need half a load. They want to get rid of a full load. So you need to be prepared to take a full load.
Yeah, and I think it's, like I said, it's always good to get if you can, in the spring and the summer and fall before they lose all their leaves.
Yes.
Otherwise, you end up with a bunch of wood chips, literally wood.
Wood chips.
Which is okay, but it's going to take longer to break down.
It'll take longer to break down, and it depends on what you want to use it for. If you want to use it to park on, then the woody chip loads will work better because it takes longer to break down.
Okay. All right. With that, I guess have a great day.
And don't forget to eat what you grow.
Bye-bye.
Bye.